And now finally the 35DS, also with a twin keel, to be able to stand on it. And this is the door I promised you. So you can open it. If I learn how, you can open it and just go down, and you don't have to open the basing platform, which isn't present on this boat. Ta-da! No, but look, here's where they hide the ladder. I should have practiced this before. You see, just like that. And here you have your ladder completely hidden out of sight. This is just craftsmanship. So you have the same. The 35 is quite similar to the 40. It also has like about 16 layouts. But as you see, the table is a little bit smaller. Also, you can have a table just placed on it, just a wooden table, which is also possible. It comes with the same seats, which just enlarge your cockpit, and look at the level of protection here. Just gorgeous. These davits are removable, you see. So when you don't need them, you can put them away and use the boat as you want. Now we will open this gorgeous door and go in. Also, your shower is right here, hidden away from the elements. Look at the quality of this wood. This again is seat, which is higher in the middle, so people which are smaller can still stand up and see forward. It has this steering wheel which can be moved from side to side. You see, it's quite small. Sirius believes in quite direct handling, so you don't have to turn the steering wheel dozens of times for you to get somewhere with the boat. I just leave it like, I don't leave it like that, I leave it in the middle. Again, those cubby holes where you have also your instruments hidden, which just help with keeping everything tidy. And here, I didn't manage to show it to you on the 40, maybe I'll still film it. This is your gas bottle, but it actually drains outside, so it's okay to have it in here. And that's why it's waterproof, so because it has a direct opening outside. These are the stairs which you can use to go down there. So there's also the second part of the bench closing up, and you see everything is tidy, everything is closed up. The 35 was the first model, the 40 came after that, and in many ways the 40 is a larger 35. I should have looked how you do it. Okay, I tried. It's not a one-hand operation, because this is a dedicated space for a life raft, which is quite far aft, which is good because you can reach it. And also, look, they kept this middle part, which means the rudder is like the base for the rudder has about 1 meter of height. So very, very stable. I'm gonna close this down. And continue. Here's again the same option for using the throttle with your winch handle, and another large space for everything. Basically, this one doesn't have an aft cabin, and also here is a table, which is just put in here under this tiny, over here under this, and it's done. Continuing, again, extremely steady. And here you have your bow thruster, nice and accessible. Of course, here you can put whatever you want, but this time it's fixed. It's not angled like on a 40, but I guess the other thing is also an option. Notice that standing here, this is my eye height. I still can see forward. I can even get a little bit higher, or I can get a lot higher. I still can reach the steering wheel, but now I see everything, every corner of the boat, no problem. Just look how these seats expand the cockpit room. I can sit here and I'm out of the way completely of the people steering the boat. I have the best visibility, basically the best space to lounge, and I'm still out of the way. Because usually, you know, people try to stand here for them to be protected, but also in the midst of things. But on this boat, I can learn how to use my tripod first. But on this boat, I can sit back here. I could even sleep back here, it's long enough. And I'm still completely protected It's exactly my height. I don't hit my head. And I'm 6'2", by the way. 185. It's exactly my height. I'm protected, and when steering, I have full visibility forward through one window, two windows, and all the way. Also notice how they made the instruments behind the door, because the door is see-through anyway. Going forward, you notice the full metal. We're gonna go forward on the other side because these other guys are filming from this side. So that way I can show you this maxi piano, which, because everything here is connected over this one electric winch. And look, after stepping, everything here is a little bit anti-slip. And after stepping out, you have a very protected walkway where you can lean against. And like that, you can actually walk all the way forward, holding on here, holding on here. Easily passing here, you don't have to, it's an easy step, and you get to the mast where you are still in the protection of your full hard, I already forgot, let's say railing. Going forward, we have the same thing we saw on this diamond shaped hull. And also a cutter rig like on the larger one, as well as a space to step over. Flush hatches and a self-tacking jib. Now let's go inside and enjoy the Decksalon, which is what makes this yacht so special. Right away you notice this captain's chair, which is the epitome of captain's chairs. Look. This is how it should be. Look at even again. Once again, sorry, I need to do this. After a day of filming, this is where I want to be. You sit here comfortable. I have enough space for my legs. I can have my motor throttle here, and I do have my autopilot actually here. I can steer the boat here when I need to. I see everything around, in front of me, and look, what I missed going in is that I have these large, look, even if I have winter gloves on, I still can get to it, and it doesn't go anywhere. This is a Z test, by the way. Z is my nickname. It doesn't go. This is how you build stuff. Let's see. And by the way, this space is closable when I find out how. I should have practiced. This space is completely closable, but it's also see-through. So when sitting in this captain's chair, where I sit now, it's just beautiful. You also can see your sail is all the way, and you can see your foresail in front. Let's open this before I hit my head, and let's see what this has to offer. This is the same thing as on the 40. You get this hidden space, which can be configured in different ways. When I remove this step, I can go down. I need to film this. I can go down, up, up, up. I sit on the box. Here, sitting here on the box, I can actually see my motor and check on it. Look how nicely labeled everything is. This is just finished. Look, even the workbench is finished nicely. Or I can sit in this direction and have a workbench. I'm still sitting on this. I'm still sitting here on this bench, and I can work here. It's a little bit, just tiny bit too low for me to sit comfortably. But if I move the workbench back here, I could do it as well. And look, all the filters, all nicely labeled. This is my tech room where I can build stuff, where I can repair stuff. This is how it should be on a navigation boat. And you see this part closes off that way. And here's actually an extra step, which I overlooked. So your motor is sealed back there. Let's go. Just look at this finish. This is literally a footrest, and this is just gorgeous. I'm gonna step out. I didn't put out the step, so this is by the way, this is just goes done, as if it always has been there. And now I'm gonna look what they have in here. No, I first need to close one more part. So you see, you can lift the chair, and now having lifted it, you can reach back there where you can reach back there where you again have your, sorry for the lighting, but that's where you have all your wet stuff hanging in a dedicated space, right where you would go down the boat. And by the way, yeah, right when you go down and hang everything up. These are not completely visible for me. Also, if I put that thing down, maybe they'll become visible. But there are all your instruments, and they are nicely tucked away without having to be hidden. They don't obtrude, they don't protrude in the space. Going forward, wine storage sums up for wine storage. This table is made in a single thing, but there are options for it to be, maybe this also a manual option, to be made into a day bed to sleep more people. And look at this small step here. Obviously this is all a little bit shorter than on the 40 because it's smaller. Down there you have storage, and down here, if I'm not mistaken, should again be the recycle bins. Oh, I'm with my Z. So, the recycle bins. Now notice that I'm on the same height. Sitting here, standing in the kitchen, I now simulate cooking. I'll be on the same height, more or less. Look, I sit here, I have full visibility, and I still have a little bit of space up top. Although it gets a little bit too narrow for my taste. And then, standing here, I'm now in the kitchen. I'm still at the same height. I can hold here, I can look out, I can check where I'm sailing if I'm close-handedly cooking. Look, there is a lot of storage going right to the hull. There is your oven, there's your stove and oven. And notice this huge ventilation right above them, so everything goes out and doesn't pollute in your space. These could have been a little bit deeper, but all in all, look, this is just growers, just residential style faucets. Down here, you have more storage. They also, you see, you don't even need to care for them. And you can't believe how deep this storage is. I'll try to show you. Yeah, so basically my whole forearm. And that's something, it's like a forearm. Look, they go all the way below that. You have your small fridge here. And now we got a couple of steps down and you see the bilge. I'm not sure what I'm really not sure what I should be talking about this boat. It's just completely gorgeous. Look, they made a rail, but it's also not obtruding here into the space. And this is actually a shower. One of the configurations can have just a simple shower in here, complete. For you, you can sit in here. This is actually the shower door. So there are, as I said, there are about 16 main configurations. Look, this is just the shower you get. And the wooden door is protected because I don't like it when the wooden doors are expected to be shower doors. They're just not made for that. And here, as you can see, there's a space where you can hang your clothes. You hang a rod here, and hang up your clothes. All in all, very similar to the 40. Of course, this one has one cabin less. On the other hand, in this configuration is the same owner's cabin. Basically, both cabins on this boat can be owner's cabins. And what you see here, again, this is a mirror, which is large and makes the space wider. I can sit here on the bed. It's still lots and lots of height. And behind me, you see, it's still enough height for me to sit completely straight up, even here. Then here is this dedicated seat. And there is a window which they just covered because basically it looks out on nothing now because we are on a boat show. This one opted for an ensuite toilet without a shower and with a bit of fewer mirrors than usual, but everything here is customizable basically. And here you can also just go out from it into the other cabin. So this toilet can be used as an ensuite toilet for both. Who is this? It's me, Mario. Now look, this cabin provides you with enough space to get closed. Whereas this is actually the door, not the shower door, but this is actually the door to this cabin. I'm not sure why it couldn't be made flush. I had the same. I didn't like it on the Hullback Rossi, but that way the door is there. And this way it can be closed, also not completely, but I believe there's a way for everything on this boat. Look, the tiny windows, actually with beautiful woodworking, also provide you with a little bit of space. Remember, this is a 35-foot boat. Did you remember that? And here, just a tiny pseudo step to be able to get into your bed. What I miss here is a window, which would have opened it quite a lot more. But I like the picture because it just opens up the space and you still get one hatch and one hatch in the back for your ventilation needs and whatnot. Also look at those gorgeous lamps. I'm mostly saying the word gorgeous today, and I'm so happy I got to film here without people, basically in an empty boat. The people let me I'm basically taking away their free evening, but all in all, I'll film from the captain's chair. So, as you've seen, this is so good. As you've seen, more or less protected steering position, quite good island placement, so emergency raft. Although you would have to pull it out, which isn't ideal, I have to admit. And also, if the boat happens to turn, you would basically not be able to pull it out. So like, half point on that. Everything to one winch, basically. And motor steering is somewhere reachable, not too low. And back here, of course, you get the visibility of glass, which you protected on passage. You can be here. You can't be at your steering wheel on passage. You can be, but it won't be protected. So it's for people doing long voyages, it's a major point. But all in all, so here you get complete visibility and some steering, but also only autopilot steering, because with many boats where the steering position is open, they say, okay, but on passage you would still have autopilot. But you know, there are cases where you happen to see something and need to steer. Like, you never know what you didn't notice in front of you. Maybe a container swimming happens, or a log, or whatever, which you don't want to hit. So this is like a half point, but I believe, actually no. They also get full points on this part, because it's a possibility, at least on the 40, it's a possibility to install a complete steering wheel here, if you want to, if you so desire. Of course, for passage making, this wet closes space it's just top of the notch. And all in all, I just like the first principles of how this boat was designed. They take the widest part of the boat and use it twice, because that's a logical thing to do. And this gives you they say this gives you a 41-foot boat in a 35-foot boat. And a 35-foot boat means easier berthing, easier maneuvering in port and everywhere, less maintenance, but still you get like 6 feet extra with this double space through the salon over the sleeping area. These people work for years to make these boats just the pinnacle of engineering. I wish I could stay here, but I can't, so I have to go stay crazy.